And
Teal!
You know what it is, man. You're locked in the Third and Teal where they keep it real. And if you don't know, you're going to learn today. Third and Teal, baby, and I'm out. Let's go.
That was a poorly timed sip of my drink. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, depending on who's watching this from where. We're Third and Teal. Trevor is not here today. Trevor had to go get called. He got called into work, so just me and Eric tonight. How you doing, Eric?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. Ready to talk some Jag football. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, me too. Definitely been a long time coming to where we actually have some action to talk about rather than just like, predictions and a whole lot of nothing this offseason, how quiet it was, and finally get to kind of put some wheels to the road and see what's going on, man. But
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, overall in this game, I really thought we were going to see some starters for a little bit, but we did not.
That was a bummer, man. That was really a bummer.
Yeah. So, I was like, when I first saw the score, I was like, oh no. I was like, that's not good. They said we must have came out and looked flat. But then I realized they played their starters and we did not play our starters. I think the only like real quote unquote starters that we played was like Ventrell Miller and Branson Combs took reps. And then there was a couple of I think there was a couple of defensive linemen that did some rotation, like Ruko Roro or however you say it. And so we really didn't have any significant players out there besides just a couple that were getting some reps. I was kind of looking forward to seeing some Travis on the field. And overall, I mean, I would say too, like our defense held for a little bit against Bryce Young in that first team offense for the Panthers. So that was interesting. But dang, I'm sorry to hear that, Robert. Trevor might. I don't know if Trevor got any, but I'm unfortunately not able to make it all the way out there. But I'm sure you can find somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, did that just say the last name that I thought that just said? I'm watching the replay right now. I think that's Freeling. Luke Fortner is on the Panthers.
Yes, I saw that, man. I started
Is he their right tackle? What does he play?
Looked like he was playing guard. I'm not sure. I remember seeing his name flash real quick. I think he was playing guard, though. I'm not. Don't hold me to it. Don't hold me to it.
Oh, maybe he was playing. Maybe he was playing center. Who knows?
I forgot. Yeah.
Well, I can't tell from like the play, the way it was lined up in that side view, and like none of the replays would show it. But yeah, apparently he's a center. But yeah, that's funny. Because he is not very good. I hope he put in the work. I hope he's successful, but he was not very good while he was here. But yeah, man, it was I don't know. I just really don't. Nothing that's happened in the preseason so far makes me think that Mullins or Carter Bradley is going to be the guy for us as the number 2 quarterback. But I kind of have a feeling like no matter how good Joey Aguilar plays in the third game, if he gets reps, like they're kind of stuck with Mullen as the second option right now in terms of like how the coaching staff is looking at it.
Mullins, he did look better this game than he did the last game. But he just, I don't know. He's just not the one, man. to be honest with you, he's just not the one, and Aguilar is lighting it up. So, do you go ahead and make Mullins number 3, make Aguilar the second number 2 QB2, and just ride with him, and hopefully he learns from Mullins as Mullins handles the scout team. But I was thinking, is Mullins going to end up being Liam Cohen's Press Taylor, Press Taylor. Someone who just needs to go and just can't because of his connection with the coach. Have you
Uh,
thought of that?
I mean, I get what you're saying. I don't think so. Um, because honestly, like at the end of the day, we're not there to see every rep of practice. And we saw Aguilar out there against twos and or twos, threes, and fours, and we saw Mullins out there. I will say week one really wasn't a good showing for anybody. Mainly because our offensive line was just getting torn apart by that pass rush. So it's kind of hard to just like judge him off of that. I do think Aguilar looked better and more poised. But I mean, guys like Fernando Mendoza came out and had a great week one, and the guy absolutely destroyed him week two when they played a halfway decent defense. So
Yeah.
I do think that Aguilar is. I mean, I don't know. I think he's got a stronger arm, and he's probably a little more athletic than Mullins. But it is kind of hard to argue that veteran value that Mullins has, where he's been in the league for a couple of years, he's been in the system, and he knows everything. I just hope that we can stash Aguilar on the practice squad. I think we can, but I also don't feel like we can. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to see where that goes.
Right. But I don't know. I'm kind of agreeing with Robert. I don't think we can put him on a practice squad. I really don't, because I think he gets snatched up real quick. A lot of teams around the league are looking for backup quarterbacks, if only to develop, i.e., Cleveland. So,
No kidding.
so yeah, I don't know. They may have to go ahead and put him on the 53.
Yeah, especially since you can have that emergency quarterback and everything now too. And yeah, I mean, I don't really see the harm in it. It's just going to be a matter of who are we dropping in that case. Whose spot does he take? But honestly, I think there's still some time this next week to see really what everybody. I guess this week actually we play Friday, but kind of see what everybody's got in the tank, see what's going on, and hopefully we'll better get see some starters for at least the first half. I would think, but I don't know, man. That just kind of seems like they must be doing what they want them to do in practice enough.
I would have thought if the starters were going to play, it would have been this game right here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Cohen seems, content just to let them sit out the preseason and get a look at the young guys, which, is fine. But what do we really learn? Okay, he may be a good backup, depending on what team they're playing. Are they playing the first team, the second team, third team? 14 fourth string players or what have you. Yeah, because I know number 42, Simon Craig. That guy cannot tackle worth a crap, man. I mean,
he's slow.
Yeah, he is horrible. But I guess they're evaluating the young guys, and you really can't knock that. But we do want to see the starters, see them get at least a drive during a game, a live to see what's going on. But hey, like you say, we're not in practice, so the coaches make the decisions. We just have to live with what we see on the field when they put them out there, And it really could be a battle for the QB3.
Yeah, it could. It could be saying if we're going to keep Aguilar or we're going to keep Carter Bradley.
Right.
And personally, I'd like to see Aguilar on the team, not Bradley. But again, I'm not out there as a coach, and we'll just have to see, man. It's gonna be interesting. We got a lot of battles coming up. That there's definitely gonna be some players that we are gonna be surprised potentially make the roster, but there's a lot of players we're not gonna be surprised that do not make the roster. I think Selman Craig, I think his time is up, but he'll probably last on the practice squad. So I think he'll probably be a practice squad guy. Depending on how long LaQuinn Allen gets sidelined, we may see an Amir Abdullah make this roster.
Which he He looked
Yeah, I
decent.
mean, he's always been a really solid depth piece. He's never been a guy that could go out there and start and be the reason you win a lot of games.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a very solid depth piece all throughout his career. I don't know. I don't want to see him sit the entire preseason. I'd probably let him. I'd probably just see how they do on a drive or two. If they come out and score both drives, go ahead and take them out. If they come out and they're still having issues, give them a whole quarter to potentially a whole half.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't really think that. I just don't want to not see them play at all. And then week one, we come out and we get popped in the mouth by Cleveland, and we're wondering what's going on, and the starters haven't played.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see, man. I'm liking how Cohen's been running things. I didn't like that playing Kent Tampa. Okay. Well, I mean, we'll see. But I'm gonna if you're playing any drives by the starters, it would have been versus Carolina.
Yeah.
I guess, but I think that Tampa, I guess Tampa gives us more risk for injury, but I do feel like Tampa would be the team that your starters are going to look, you're going to really know what you got because their defense is still solid. I mean,
Right.
little aged, but they still have a good defense.
Exactly.
And then we still have the bye week too, that we get that little bit of rest period as well for any like light nagging injuries or anything like that. But
right. And
I don't
see,
know.
I think that's what a lot of fans don't understand because we don't have that fourth preseason game. We have that week, like a week and a half in between the start of the regular season, the first game. So we can, heal from, as you say, the nagging injuries if the starters were to play. So
I mean,
yeah,
I hear you, DTV, but last time they came to town and Deshaun Watson was the quarterback, they beat us, and we thought we were going to kill them. And they don't have the expression any given Sunday because teams never lose to teams they should beat. So, I mean, you can say that all you want. And we could come out and lose in a good competitive game and then win 13 still. Like week one does not define us necessarily, but you can't sit here and against any team in the NFL at any time and say this is a guaranteed win.
right. And Deshaun Watson, he hasn't played in 2 years now, so it'll be interesting. You can't sleep on the guy because he's still a veteran quarterback. And I remember his time in Houston against us. He used to give us fits. So sometimes you have them players, no matter where they move to, they just give you fits. Depending on how mobile he is now compared to where he, what he was when he was in Houston, before the trade to Cleveland. He can do some damage if we come in here sleeping, sleeping on him. But I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't either. I do want to see the O line though. Yes, I absolutely want to see our O line.
Yes.
Maybe not Cole Van Lanen. Just because he's probably not 100% back and all the way there. I'd still give him a little more time.
Right.
But I would like to see the majority of what our starting five is going to be and see them play against that good Tampa D line. But I mean, again, we'll see. They could have a good enough week of practice, and coach feels like they don't need to go. But I do want to see that starting unit look out there and see what they look like together.
Yeah, and that's what Cohen's been basing a lot of his decisions on, how they perform in practice and against the other teams. If he feels the starters have got some good work in, that's why they haven't been playing also. So we'll see this week. I think they got combined practices Tuesday and Wednesday. I think it is.
Is it? I think Wednesday. Is it? Well, yeah, it's probably Tuesday and Wednesday, and then because it's Friday games, they'll probably have like a break Friday and then play Friday, or a break Thursday and then play Friday.
Friday, yeah.
But yeah.
Duval TV said I wouldn't play starters in preseason ever. It's pointless. Yeah, but you still have to get your players some live action. Duval TV. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. Letting them get used to getting slathered, sweaty a little bit. Just for the action, live action. You don't have to play them a whole half or a whole quarter. Just one or two drives, and pull them out. Now, do injuries happen? Yeah, injuries do happen, but we still need to see our starters, out there. But We're not the head coach, so this is all speculation.
Yeah, but I think also a part of it too, though, is I don't know that we've ever had a year where all 3 games we've done joint practices as well. Normally, we only do joint practices for like 1 or 2 of the preseason games, if I'm remembering right. Um, like they haven't always done it where every team has joint practices every single week of the
Right.
preseason.
Exactly.
So that's a little different too. We're actually getting reps during the week against guys that aren't our guys. But I'm going to change that. I mean, again, it's everybody's opinion. I mean, I think if coach thinks they practice good enough, they don't need to play. But
Right.
I would still like to see the starters. Even if they roll the starting line out there with Nick Mullins behind them, I don't care. Keep Trevor safe. But
Oh, Duval TV say if you come out and do some drives against Tampa and then Anton Harrison goes down, you're going to wonder why you played them at all.
yeah,
Hey,
but I mean,
that's football, man.
yeah, because Aaron Rodgers tore his ACL in the first drive of a game 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and nobody was like, "Why was he out there?" He was playing against this team. I mean, it was a real game season, but like and that can happen on any play of any non-contact injuries. People tear their Achilles or an ACLs without getting touched all the time. So I don't really think that's a very good, either way.
I mean, yeah, there'll be those out there asking that question, but you have to put them out there eventually, you know. But I understand what you're saying, Duval TV. I understand what you're saying. It's always the guessing game. If one of your starters get hurt during the preseason game, why were they out there? They shouldn't have been out there. And then you have others like me, like let them get a couple of drives in at least. You know, put them out there, let them warm up, get their body used to being really hit. But I understand your point, Duval TV. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're going to be fine. We'll see what coach says later in the week, and if we go out there and they put their starters out there and we don't, again, it is what it is. We know that we got the better week of practice in, and we got different philosophies and everything. So,
Exactly.
we'll see what happens. I'm not too worried about it either way. Who the hell is that? Number 31, Spectre. I've never seen him before.
He recently signed him. I think they just signed him.
Is he a safety or a linebacker?
Spectre. See, I'm not up on him.
Hold
Spectre.
on, let me see. Linebacker, Balin Spectre. He's 27. He graduated in 2021. He was drafted in the 7th round by the Bills. Okay, so he's just like a depth piece / camp body.
Yeah.
Okay, so he started 4 games out of 29 total. Yeah, he's just here to. Okay, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. They sign him so quietly, and then you see him on the field like, who is this? And they all just putting some film out there. Yeah, preseason should be 2 games only. Give you a chance to play your starters if you want, and look at your rookies for 2 weeks, and then preseason should be over. And basically, that's what it is. They just got an extra game now, 3 games. Because I remember when it used to be 4 games,
Yep.
and the starters would play all of the 3rd and maybe some of the 4th game, and then now that would be it. So, yeah, we need to play Daniel Falali for Lily against Tampa Friday. Yeah. Yeah. I understand what you're saying, Devin. I guess Devin's saying put him out there and let's see what he got. Because from all reports, he's not the best offensive lineman out there. He's had some serious mistake. So, yeah. Used to be 6 games too, I think. Now, no. Now I've been watching football for a long time, the NFL a long time. I don't remember the six games preseason. I remember 4. I remember it used to be 4, but I don't remember it being 6 games. That's like a mini season right there. Yeah, I don't remember that part, Duval TV. But I do remember it used to be 4 games. and they took one away because they upped the regular season games to 17, so they took one of the preseason games away. Because remember, there still was talk about adding the 18th game, but they haven't discussed that lately.
Huh. Yeah, it says during from 1970 to 77, it was 6 games, and then they went down to 4 in 78 to
Okay.
2019.
All right.
Huh.
I ain't gonna say that was before my time, but I guess I was just watching football.
That's crazy. 6 preseason games is
Yeah,
insane.
yeah. But you remember they only played 14 games too, so
Oh
let's
yeah. So they really
yeah,
haven't removed any games. They've just played more, they just played more
right.
games in the actual regular season.
Exactly. Duval TV said I was born in '85. Okay, I understand Duval TV. I understand. But let's talk about this receiver, man. What's his name?
Trevor Pena.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
He's kind of come out of nowhere, man. We've been talking about Cameron and CJ Williams, but
Mhm.
Trevor Pena's been putting in some work, man.
Yes.
I
I'm
wish
like,
I had the subscription to NFL Pro still, so I could go pull up plays and everything, but I canceled it because I couldn't get as many games as I wanted.
mm, well, yeah, he's been showing out. He seems to have a connection with Aguilar, if you notice.
Mm-hmm.
So he put his name in for that wide receiver 5 or 6. But then again, I don't know. Josh Cameron and C.J. Williams, they're doing their part also to make the decision harder for anybody. Dang, Duval T was born in '85. I know what I was doing. I was joining the army in '85. Good Lord. Well, yeah, but Pena, he looks good, man. He besides that one drop in the end zone last week before last, the first preseason game, he's basically been catching everything thrown his way. Got a little fight in him and everything. That makes the decision a little harder. I think
Yeah.
that's another one. If you stash him on the practice squad, he may get swooped up. From just from his preseason performance. You know, yeah, I know he dropped the TD that hurt him a little bit. Yeah, I know, Devin. That's what I'm saying. But ever since that, he's been catching everything. You know, we drop him every now and then, but he has been putting up some strong performances. You know, so our wide receiver group looks pretty good. Even the rookies can't complain about 'em. Can't complain about them.
Let me make sure I actually canceled it because sometimes stuff just like charges me and I don't notice it.
Uh huh.
Let me see. No, I think. Okay, yeah. No, I canceled it. Good,
Okay.
but I may pick it back up. Who knows? It's cheaper if you do it in a one. It's $15 a month, or it's 80 if you do it a one-time payment. So,
Mm,
that's what I was doing. I was doing the one-time payment, but then I switched over to YouTube and started getting Red Zone on there, or not Red Zone, but Sunday Ticket on there,
right.
and it was way cheaper. So,
Mm.
but yeah, man.
Have they said how long LaQuinn Allen gonna be out?
I know they said for sure through the rest of camp. I don't know when he's supposed to be back though.
Mm. So that may give Abdullah a way to get on the roster then. In the beginning, anyway. Because right now
Yeah,
we
we'll
have
have to see.
Rodriguez, Taylor, and then it'd be Abdullah, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, as on four. DJ Dallas, I think he's gone.
yeah. I
He,
think DJ Dallas is done.
yeah, he's gone. Yeah.
I don't see any reason to really
If he
keep him
makes it, it'd
around.
be special teams. Yeah, that's what I said. If he makes it, it would have to be on special teams. He's pretty decent on special teams, but as far
Yeah,
as yeah,
I think that's going to be part of the reason. That's be part of the reason that Cameron Williams or CJ or Josh Cameron and CJ Williams potentially make the roster. Is they're going to fill those return man roles.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Dual TV says, I'm not saying I 100% disagree with playing starters in preseason because I do not think practice helps, but you wouldn't want to play them a week before the regular season game. Well, Duval TV, I've been around a little longer than you have, and I have seen where that was the standard for a long time. I know it's a new NFL, and coaches think a little bit different now. So,
Well,
as
technically,
fans, you want to see your starters at least a little bit, just get that warm and fuzzy feeling that they're ready to go. You know, combined practices are good, but everybody don't get to go to the practices and see it. So sometimes you just want to see your starters out there. So yeah, YouTube package don't play Monday and Thursday's games. Oh, okay.
well, Thursday you can get for free on Twitch. But I don't know about Monday night games. I don't really know where to watch those.
Yeah. Yeah, do on TV. That way, if you get any nicks or scratches or bumps, it's not a week before week one.
Well, I mean, technically it's 2 weeks before because we got the bye week now. But I
Right.
hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, we understand what you're saying, Duval TV. But let's remember this is football. You going once you start getting into practice and the preseason games and what have you, regardless, you're gonna get some nicks and bumps and uh, I understand what you're saying, man. We got you. we got you. You know. Once you start putting them pads on and start having contact, oh, it's hard and popping in. There's always gonna be a bump here and a scratch there. But the question is, do you play your starters or don't you play your starters? As a fan, I want to see my starters at least a little bit. But then again, as we said before, there are coaches out there that will not play starters during the preseason. Now. Let's go on and say now. So we have to live with the. You know what I hate about preseason games, man? I'm not gonna lie. The interviews and the
Yeah.
interviews, man, in the middle of the game. You be trying to watch the game and they want to interview everybody on the sideline. That drives me bananas. It really does. I'm like, man, get back to the game, god dang it. You know, let's interview the Tower Girl. She's been here for 3 years. Let's talk to her. I'm like, no, I really don't want to
Yeah, I
hear from
don't care
Tower.
about none of that.
So that's one thing I dislike about preseason games. But it's good. It's good. We got one more against Tampa. I guess this is the last audition for the rookies and the first and second year players that's not. You know what? Come and think about it now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. I guess you can tell who's made the team, who hasn't made the team by who plays Friday night. You know? You can
Yeah.
really think about it. Who was on the bubble. Let's who's getting the majority of the play. You know? That's one way of looking at it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Duval TV? Is that a good way of looking at the last preseason game? Those that's playing, they're on the bubbles or they need a little bit more practice time? Devin?
Yeah. Overall, I'm not too worried about what we saw out there. I don't think that
I don't think that people need to be upset or mad or whatever that we lost. I know some people kind of get weird about the preseason, but uh, I think that I think we're gonna be just fine. I think when we see the starters, we're gonna be happy with them, whether it's this week or whether it's first week of the season. But honestly, I'm just excited to start kind of seeing who they get rid of, who they start cutting.
That is what I'm looking for right there. You're like, okay, well, you start cutting already, but they're gonna wait till last week to do it and say, okay, who's in and who's out. I agree with you there, Isaiah.
Yeah,
Because
we're gonna have to see.
carrying 90 men on the roster is something else in itself,
Hmm.
you know. But I understand it saves bodies in camp. I haven't been impressed with Combs or Miller so far. Well, you have to understand that there are two different types of players. Duval TV. Combs is the better at coverage than Miller is, but Miller is your run stopper, your thumper. You know, that's that is what the difference between the two of them. So they kind of complement each other. What I'm expecting to see is Miller first or second down, maybe depending on down the distance, and then Combs will come in on third down. Of course, like I said before, it depends on down the distance and the game situation. But I don't think either one of them going to be declared a straight out starter because I'm with you. They really haven't separated themselves because they're both they're different types of linebackers. So yeah. So don't expect when you see the roster, Cohen and them, they have this thing called or. So when you see the depth chart, it says Miller or Combs. That tells you right there. They're gonna be doing a lot of rotating in and out, depending on down and distance. Devin says can't afford Trevor getting hurt in preseason. Nick Mullins is the backup. Yeah, we've discussed that, Devin, and we realize that right now. We really realize that. Now Mullins may get out there and surprise us if he has to, but let's hope he never does. He can sit on the sideline and enjoy the game like the rest of us. Um, I don't think E-Chain will make us miss a step, but I love my concerns. I have my concerns for linebacker missing Lloyd. You know, Duval TV, it was a play um, Friday night, and Carolina quarterback threw the ball over the middle. And only thing our linebacker, I forgot what linebacker was out there playing. I think it was Combs. Only thing he had to do was turn around and take two steps back, and he had a pick six like the one Lloyd had in Kansas City. That's all he had to do. I wish I had saved that clip, but and I'm making that point is because a lot of times last year Lloyd played on instincts and freelanced a little bit, but I can see where the system helped him as well because the interception was there. Combs just didn't turn around to pick the ball off. But I think we're gonna be all right at linebacker. We may not have the big splashy plays, but I think we'll be solid and steady enough at linebacker to get the job done. That's the way. I think it's more of the system that helped Lloyd. I
Hmm.
really do. I think it was more of the system, than Lloyd just being this. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. I was happy. All right, don't think I'm hating on him or anything, but I'm just saying I think it was more of the system than it was with Lloyd. Um, I hear that. I hear you. They're different types, but we kind of need both of their types in one body. Yeah, well, if the see that's where the team totally as a defense has to play together. Because if their front four do their job, and put pressure on the quarterback and stop the run, the linebackers will be free to do what they do best. Now, I'm not saying Miller can't cover. That's not what I'm saying. But he's better as a run stopper and a thumper. But he can cover. You know, he can cover, but That's not his strong suit. That is not a strong suit at all. But I think we'll be all right. They're scheming. They're scheming to keep them to their strengths. Now, I don't think they're not gonna make mistakes because they're gonna make mistakes. It's the NFL. But I think we'll be all right at linebacker once the season starts. Once again, we're going back to if we saw a little bit of them during the preseason with the first team, then we'll feel a little bit better about how the linebackers are looking. Because we know we got a Luakon in the middle. He's there. So that's going to make a difference also. I do believe. So, yeah. Devin says, don't forget Miller had an interception and a couple of forced fumbles. Exactly. You know what I noticed about the team this year during preseason, though? Nobody's going for the ball. No one is trying to strip the ball or anything. They just grabbing it half behind tackling. Nobody's trying to strip the ball. And that's supposed to be a constant in this defense. When you're tackling, you go for the ball. And nobody's doing it right now. So, yeah, I saw it. I was looking at it. So, yeah. What you think, Isaiah? I know you're trying to get your thing together here.
You're good. I don't know, man. I really don't think we're going to miss either. Devin Lloyd has looked bad in camp from all accounts. He didn't look great in the game against us. Thing about Ventrell and Branson Combs, we really won't see what they are until they get on the field with our starters. Because by all accounts, Branson Combs has been flying around like a man with his hair on fire during camp with the starters and everything and playing. But I mean, you can't really. You can be the best player on a bad team, but when you're going against with your ones and twos versus when you're going with your like twos, threes, and fours against another team's ones, makes it kind of hard to be amazing when other people potentially aren't doing their job, which leads to other things. So, it's really just going to be interesting to see kind of how this goes forward.
Right.
Excuse me, just because of the fact of again. Should he look good? Absolutely. But at the same time, you really won't know what you really have there up until we actually get everyone on the field at one time.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Let's see. But oh man. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see who they're going to play next week or like this week. Definitely just waiting on Cohen again to come out and say whether they're playing the starters or not. Overall, though, I don't really know who to expect to make the team out of like 4s and 5s or 3s, 4s, whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think that it's going to be kind of a little bit of a wild card, honestly, to say who's going to make it and who's going to be where. So I'm really just kind of excited to get back into it, watch some football, and be busy with that, man. I'm tired of being busy with other stuff. I'm ready to be busy with football for a change.
Yeah. Duval T said definitely not. I would be absolutely flabbergasted and shocked if they played starters against Tampa. Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of people will be Duval TV. I wouldn't be. I really wouldn't be.
Now, it wouldn't surprise me if they got some reps. I don't expect them to play an entire half or more.
Right.
But I wouldn't be surprised to see them get some reps. Not at all.
I guess as Cohen says, depends on when how they do during the combined practices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When have starters ever played in preseason a week before regular season? Before you were born, Duval TV. Before you were born. Before you were born.
I will say though, normally they play week 1, week 2, and then they maybe play a little bit of week 3.
Yeah.
But like that. I mean, last year they played a little bit. I'm pretty sure, but I get your point. But I definitely think that with them getting 0 reps so far, I wouldn't be surprised to see them get some reps. But again, it's just one of those things where we're gonna have to wait and see. We
Yeah.
may see him for a drive or two. We may not see him at all. So we're gonna have to just kind of wait and see what's going on with that.
Yeah. Duval TV said I had to Google it. Yes, historically, the Jacksonville Jaguars have played their starters in the final week of the preseason, though modern NFL trends and recent head coaches have largely moved away from the practice. Yeah, that's the trend now. Don't play your starters. Don't play your starters. Now, back in the day when I was a young tight, oh yeah, the starters played. They they would sit out the first preseason game, but from that point on, they would play at least a couple of the series. Then they'll play a couple of more series, a quarter. Then sometimes they'll play a whole half. But new trend is don't play your starters. If you do, play them a couple of series, and that's it. And what started that was, and I'm gonna go back to a point somebody made earlier, was injuries. Some starters started getting injured, and everybody started complaining. Why you got them playing the preseason? It don't really count. So that's what's really started this trend of not playing your starters during the preseason. Injuries, it started taking their toll on stars. And let's be honest, the NFL is about making money. If the stars aren't playing, they're not making any money because nobody wants to come see the team play. The fair weather fans anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So that's when a lot of the two-way practices started coming in. That was a way of getting started some live action against somebody else besides their own players. Yeah. So that is basically what happened and why we have decisions made that are being made.
Yeah, it's I mean, we won't know till we know, man. I'm pretty excited, and I really think that it's going to be, it's going to be fun to watch on Friday. But I'm really excited to see what we're going to do against Cleveland week 1 and kind of just how we move on from there.
And that's the other thing that that's going on right now. They're really beginning the game plan for Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's really going on. If you notice the play that's going on now, it's very vanilla. No really anything that stands out. It's just basic football being played right now. A blitz every now and then, but it's a basic blitz, nothing complicated about it. Run a stunt, linebacker come up the middle, Ian goes around, comes up the middle, so loops around the outside. So yeah, it's basic football right now, just to see what you have. I'm excited to see more of Joey, like SEC quarterbacks. Yeah, Joey is Joey is really making. It's going to make a decision hard for them of what to do with him. You know, who's the other quarterback? See what I'm saying? Who's the other quarterback?
Carter Bradley.
Bradley. Yeah, Bradley. Yeah, he's going to be cut. I think he's going to be cut. Pena probably practice squad. If they can stash him there, well, excuse me, if they can stash him on the practice squad, but I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
they put him on the practice squad, how long he's going to last there. Because he's been putting up some decent numbers during the preseason. Other teams be watching. Other teams are watching also. So that is a good question. Will he make it to the practice squad? We'll
Yeah.
see. We will see.
I feel like Pena is one of those guys that you know, I don't know that he's doing anything well enough that's going to like try and force a team to move on him. You know what I mean? So I don't really know necessarily that I'm worried about him getting stolen off the practice squad. Because I don't think that you take I don't think that you risk Josh Cameron or CJ Williams getting taken, over somebody like a Trevor Pena.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think that overall, I'm taking Pena, or I'm sorry, taking those two and trying to get him on the practice squad. And yeah, definitely, Trammell needs to be gone.
Trevor always seems to hang around though.
He always does, man. I don't know. I mean, he's decent enough, I guess, when he gets his opportunities. But it's just one of those things where he needs to be gone at this point, man.
Yeah. Can't argue with that. Cannot argue with that. I rewatched the game against the Raiders from last year, and Trimmer had to play because of injuries. Trammell. He meant to say Trammell. Yeah. 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 Trammell, don't get it wrong, when Trammell comes in, he plays, he does all right. Every now and then he has a hiccup, like all the receivers. But he plays decently enough. That's why they keep him around. He's that steady figure there that they know is going to give him a little bit, not a lot, a little bit, just enough to keep it moving. So yeah. Practice squad should be interesting though. I really think it. No, how many receivers you think we keeping?
On our 53?
Yeah, on our 53. How many receivers you think you keep?
We think BCJ, Parker, Jacoby, of course, for sure. I think we keep both CJ Williams and Josh Cameron. Now, I'm not going to include Travis necessarily because he doesn't really count against that number, technically speaking. And I don't think they're going to use him in a way where they would replace like one spot on each side. So I'd say that's what, 5?
5.
And then I hate to say that Trammell makes the team, but he always finds a way, man. I don't know. I'd love to see Trevor Pena take that role, but I don't know that we've seen enough out of him, or they've seen enough out of him to say that. But I would say those 5 for sure are locked into the roster.
Okay.
Yeah, Hunter is technically 6.
Okay.
But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. I don't know. I'd have to see if they decide anybody else is kind of worth it, but I'm sure that we're going to keep probably 3 or 4 receivers on the practice squad if we can.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And say we're gonna keep 4 backs, 4 running.
Yeah,
backs?
I think we're keeping 4 running backs. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I think once Allen comes back, I think Amir Abdullah is expendable. But I do think that Jamari Taylor will be on the team.
Okay. So Jamari Taylor, he's not gonna make it to the practice squad. We're gonna keep him on the 53.
I think so.
Okay. All right.
Corners. We could do a whole episode about how many and who in the bye week when we're getting closer to time. Because right now we're just kind of guessing, and we don't even know who's going to play and how they're going to play on Friday. But I mean, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We could definitely do a little deeper dive on that on another episode, and kind of because we start now, it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
Especially when you get in those offensive line and defensive line groups that have like 10 or 12 players, and it's definitely going to be one of those things where it could be a while.
Right. Well, we know Duval TV. We know it won't be Valentine because he's getting cut. He
No,
can't.
for sure.
Yeah, he can't cover anybody. Um, Simon Craig, I don't know about him. His tackling is atrocious. I mean, it's really bad right now. I mean, they liked him enough to keep him last year, but his tackling is horrible right now. So I know I'm putting him up for a cut candidate. Let's see who else is out there. Hmm. Hmm. No, I think those are the two main ones that I see being cut. Is
Yeah.
Abdullah making the team? Yes, he making it right now. At least right now, because LaQuinn Allen.
I think he's talking about the cornerback. I think we have like
Oh,
three Abdul. I think we have like three Abdullahs on the team right now.
No, you talking about the linebacker? Because we got Abdullah the linebacker too, don't we?
Pretty sure we have an Abdullah that's a corner as well.
Yeah, or is it Muhammad?
I know we have Muhammad, but I'm pretty sure that he's like number 40 or something like that. Let me see. Amir. So we have Amir Abdullah. We have. Let me switch this right here. Yasir Abdullah.
Oh,
No, who's he talking about?
He said yes, it's Muhammad.
Oh, I think Muhammad. There's a good chance he makes the team.
Yeah, they really like Muhammad.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to kind of be that. No, I was going to say I feel like he's going to kind of be that guy that Trevor's going to hate anytime he sees the field. It's Muhammad, and I feel like he's going to be in that kind of role that Buster Brown was in for a while, where he's kind of like here and there, and then we see. Yes, we got. Yeah, so Lewis Monteric. And Lewis, Monteric, Jarian, and Travis Hunter are making the team for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We got Preston Hodge and Christian Braswell and Corey Ballantyne and Jabbar Muhammad. I think Jabbar Muhammad makes the team, potentially Preston Hodge, but maybe Braswell. I don't know.
Yeah, Braswell gonna make the team. They like him also. They pretty high on him also. Yeah, Braswell been around a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm. This will be his fourth year.
His fourth year? Okay.
Yeah, we kind of like cut him, and he's come back, and he's gone other places. He's kind of one of those guys that bounces around a lot. But
right.
I don't know, man. It's gonna be. I think the one position where we're not going to cut anybody, besides maybe one player, is edge. I think Quindarius Dunnigan is probably not going to make the team. Mm-hmm. But I think Durfee, BJ Green, Hines Allen, Strigow, Brian Thomas, and Trayvon Walker, I think all of them make the team. I think we're keeping 5 edge. Or 6 edge, actually. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 7 with Wesley Williams.
That's a lot of edges, man.
It is, but, man, Brian Thomas Jr. has been lighting it up out there, man. He looks good.
I know. Yeah.
But I don't think there's any way that Strigow or Green don't make the roster. I think they need to kind of convert Durfee into more of a stand-up edge / outside linebacker. Mm-hmm. He's 6'5", 258, and he's fast as hell. But we're gonna have to see, man. But it's gonna be a battle for some of those guys. We're gonna have to see.
Yep. Duval TV said preseason is agonizing. It is. It is Duval TV. It really is sometimes.
Yeah, got 90 guys on the roster,
Yeah.
But, well, what else you got for the people, man?
Hey, that's all I got. I'm just answering what they're putting in the chat. Y'all got anything else for us, chat, before we get on out of here? We got another one coming up. Hopefully Thursday, Isaiah, the preview.
Yeah, Thursday should be like our normal day. But yeah, that's really all we got planned right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, and then maybe tomorrow we might put out a video or something with our reactions to the new rivalries jerseys.
Oh, that's right. They're coming out, aren't they?
Tomorrow. Yep.
Oh, shucks now. Let's see what we got going on with that. Hey, nobody leaked it though? That's interesting. Nobody leaked the rivalry jersey. God dang it.
Yeah, we haven't seen any of them. The only one I've seen that like they leaked, quote unquote, was the Titans ones, and it was fake.
Oh, okay.
Because somebody Andrew put it in the chat earlier, and they found the original picture where all they did was just like they just like put colors, like the darker colors over it and stuff. But we're gonna have to see tomorrow, man. I'm excited.
Somebody said they're gonna be cream colored. Oh, okay. I hope
Yeah,
not.
I doubt that.
I really hope not.
But all right, fellas. Well, thanks for coming out. Thanks for helping. Super excited. I know that as soon as I see those jerseys, if I like them enough, I'll probably go ahead and buy one. But we're gonna have to see what they come out with and the ones they have available. So y'all have a good night, and thanks for coming out, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
Duval.
Yes, sir.